Hello, everyone. My name is Dirk Grunewald. It's really a pleasure to have you in here. I know you have choices when it comes to how you spend your time. For some of you, especially if you are joining here out of the United States or out of the Eastern time zone, it's just the hour before your lunch. For some others of you, it might be already later in the afternoon. And I really appreciate that take the time to spend maybe the next 30 to 45 minutes with us. Again, my name is Dirk Grunewald. I am the CEO of Digital Consulting House and also the CEO of pimCloud. I'm also called the Data Meister, right? So you find me sometimes walking around with a yellow hat. We are also particularly pleased to welcome our friends from priint. Maybe Mr. Jonathan Dotrovsky, you want to say a couple of words? He is CEO and President of priint Americas.
We are very happy to be here with our friends from pimCloud. We've known Dirk and team for a long time and are very excited about what pimCloud can bring to the market.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jonathan. Well, I'm having the conversation about a cloud PIM and priint cloud solution already quite a while. Also with Mr. Horst Huber, who is the CEO of priint Global. My career pretty much started as an engineer, as a mechanical engineer, around 29 years ago. I was in manufacturing, and also what we are providing here is mostly dedicated to manufacturing. And that was helping manufacturing companies out with their quality management. And well, quality management requires data. So that got me into the data business. Fast forward in the 2000s, spent some time in e-commerce and some big advertising agencies where I helped brands like Renault, Nissan, General Motors, Nestle to apply technology to their marketing. 2010, I migrated over to the United States to a place called Detroit in Michigan. So also called the Motor City. 2011, I joined another company called Heiler Software, German software company. And they were already at that point one of the leading vendors in product information management software. I ran the professional services and consulting organization in North America and also in Australia. And after Informatica 2013 acquired Heiler, I started my own business. Started very small as a one-man show, as a consultant for PIM and MDM. In our days, we are 20 people strong. That's Digital Consulting House. I always joke and call that the yellow company because we have these yellow corporate design. And well, I always dreamt of also having a product offering which provides a simple approach to master data management, MDM but simple. Called it pimCloud. Tried several times to get it started, didn't quite work out. And last year we started again, and with a team of excellent folks which are here around us as well. We relaunched it, and we launched it finally. And again, here it is, pimCloud. Right? So, and instead of going into the regular slideshow, I want to tell you a story. It's this tale of our world, because things are changing a lot. Right? The original bipolar world out of the Cold War and then turning into a one-polar world is right now turning rapidly into a multipolar world. Right? And you have what is called, and I don't like that term, but it's used a lot. You have what is called the Global South or the BRICS initiative. Countries which are right now, as opposed to North America and Europe, where growth has a little bit stalled, they are on the development path. And over time, most governments have learned, and also some governments in Europe have learned the hard way, that the only way to prosperity, and that is my first thesis, is actually if you want to develop as a country, if you want to develop as a community, as a society, that is you have to make something. Just serving as a source for commodities or as a source for cheap labor and services doesn't get you anywhere if you are not building infrastructure and if you're not building up manufacturing. And that is what is happening right now in places like India, in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, everywhere in Africa, and also in South America. Everyone is building manufacturing companies. They are really springing up, and the governments really take also care that that happens, right? So ideally now you have a global market in a multipolar world where, well, everyone can offer what they have, and well, everyone else can benefit of it. Unfortunately, and that's my second thesis, the intent to do good by governments in the so-called Western country actually have the opposite effect. Just imagine things like ESG or DEI, or what you see in the European Union, but also in other places, like the Supply Chain Act, which were supposed to protect the workers in the developing countries. So, for instance, make sure that anywhere in the supply chain you are not benefiting from forced labor or child labor or working conditions which keep people poor. Well, all of these compliance requirements at the end, and I think that was the intention of the bigger companies, of the large corporation, but was not necessarily the intention of the politicians. Okay, so basically, instead of benefiting these other countries, the opposite happened. The entry bar was raised because now you have the following situation. There are all these compliance requirements which have to be adhered to by the larger companies, and these larger companies just adhere them or enforce them down their supply chain, right? On the one hand. On the other hand, to be on the safe side, they stop working with companies who do not comply to all of these requirements. And the biggest gap here is data, right? If you want to provide products to someone else, maybe you are at the end of the supply chain and just make some plastic parts, for instance, you always have to provide also the information and also these compliance sheets which come with it. So if you are just the owner of a small, maybe family-run manufacturing where apart from the workers, maybe the owner, the wife, and a couple of other folks from the family run the business, well, you have already a lot of other obligations. So actually getting the data together is pretty tough, in particular, as there are not many offerings for smaller companies in emerging markets. So the large software companies, the Informaticas, the Cebos, the IBM of this world, they really don't have anything. And well, at least not for you, because it's too expensive, it's too sophisticated, you cannot really support it. And most MDM and PIM offerings are right now really dedicated to the more developed countries as well, which limits your choices. And again, you might not be able to, even if it's a maybe not so expensive choice, to divert like the $1,000 or $10,000 it costs per month. So there is, from our perspective, there is a gap, not just in the data, but also in the market. And it leads for these companies, in addition to other problems, like slow time to market, right? So if you have new products to offer, you need to collect all the information which are required by your customers or by maybe the distribution companies who then help you trade that, right? And unless you have gathered the data, you cannot go out, right? Which also means if you have not so good data and if you have gaps in your data, that your conversion rates of someone who is buying then from someone else who has that might be loyal. And well, last but not least, bad data also means regardless how great your storefront looks like, also a poor customer experience. So, and that's where we come in. We close this gap and we make data great again for everyone. How do we do that? You see that picture here where we show PIM in the middle. We allow you to collect all the information you have about your business, about the products you're selling, but also in conjunction with the customers, the vendors, your employees, your machines, right? And put it into one single source of truth so that you can use it then everywhere, right? That you can use it on your website, that you can send it to someone who is expecting all the compliance data and maybe also consolidated information about what kind of people you are employing and that you're not having child labor in place, that you can produce these compliance spreadsheets right out of your data on a fingertip, something we are going to demonstrate today. And that's basically what PIM does. It gives you one place where you can put everything, have one single source of truth. And of course, you don't want to think about that a lot. It should be easy to use it, right? Because you might not have an IT department. You might have a guy or a girl who knows how to do that. You might have an InDesign designer who can make you these data sheets. But well, if you do that all manually, that costs a lot of time. And as I said, time to market, time is the most precious currency. So by having something like this, you actually have then a faster time to market. You have higher conversion rates. And with better data, you also have a better customer experience. And guess what? With all of that together, it will improve your bottom line. You will make more money, you will have more revenue, also lower costs by product. Altogether, you make better margins and you can thrive and not just get by. So how does it work? We provide, as I said, we provide one place, one platform, software as a service, where you can access all your information. It's either via web browser or via app. You can even build your own app, and also API to which you can connect your apps or other applications as well, so that you can also seamlessly integrate if you should be a little bit more IT savvy or go already more into the direction of enterprise. So this is absolutely also working for a mid-sized business and even for larger businesses who need a place where they just simply can stand up data. Well, these are our main features, and you will already see the first springing into your eyes is the price, right? So we will offer our software in the most standard setting for under $99 a month. So the similar way, like you might really buy a Zoho or a Salesforce, you can also get a subscription of pimCloud and start building your data right away. Either you do it by yourself, but you also can, of course, use our help, use our services. You can hire the data meister and his fellows. You can hire regional partners, which we are right now also establishing in these markets. Like we are right now on our process to go to South America. We are at the Middle East. We are in India already. We are going to China. So we will be there where you or your partners or your customers, depending on which kind of role you're right now joining, where they already are. Right? We offer also the print integration, which means nothing else. You can produce all these data sheets and all these, even the catalogs and brochures directly on a fingertip by means of a simplified version of the famous print suite. So actually, I think we inspired in the conversations we had with Horst over the last years over pimCloud, we inspired also printCloud. And again, it's a simplified and very easy to access, easy to navigate solution, which also allows smaller businesses to start with this right away. Then we will also offer something which we are calling the pimCloud Broadcaster. Basically, you can imagine this as some kind of supplier portal where manufacturer can broadcast the data, and everyone else who has the permission, who has the public key, then can pick up on this broadcast and subscribe to the data. So that will make it much easier than to exchange data also with each other. And last but not least, well, that's a feature right now every application has, like even Excel and Word and everything, but we have it as well. Right? You have your built-in AI business companion who either on the fingertip or actually asking natural questions, you get information you're looking for from your business without browsing through many data points and spreadsheets, directly on just asking, right? So, and we are going to show a couple of these features today, but I will also go slow and show you what it is. So actually, how do we do that? So let me switch. I hope it works. And again, a word of warning, this is a live demo that I'm showing here right now as what I would call a pre-revenue version of the software. We're still working on get it launch ready, but I think we are already in a pretty good shape. But again, it's a live demo. I hope it really works and it doesn't let us alone or let us down, but let's try it. Okay, so this is what you see here. That's here we have the instance, the tenant of a guy called Eric. We call him Eric, and Eric runs an electronics store in West Virginia. Right, so he has customers who are either end consumers, but also electricians, because he has cable and all the building materials as well. So it's actually a wide array of customers, and these customers either, again, end consumers or also business people, right? And you see here we have the dashboard, the welcome screen, right? And on the left, you have your navigation. Looks pretty straightforward and what people are used to, right? So we jump right into the tree view here. And I have set up a couple of folders, a couple of product categories. And maybe we go here for the printers. So also he sells some printers. And let me go here into the photo printers. And then you have all the printers which Eric right now has on display, right? We have 4 of them. And you can just easily just click on any of these. And it shows you the details about the product. So the information which you maybe would find on the website, but also would find on a print brochure or anywhere else where Eric wants to put that on display, right? So these are, we call them attributes. This here, for instance, the product name, the brand type, print technology. So this is all, as you see, is all related to printers, right? So you could also look at appliances here. Eric also has some washing machines. And you see, depending on what that is, you have different attributes, right? Different pieces of information which are being shown here. Right? This has been defined in a configuration, and I will come to that a little bit later. So you can really define here what these categories are, and it's not just products. You could also store other information, other master information about your business, like your vendors, your customers, your machines as well, right? And here it's like pretty easy to go in there. So here we have the product name. Right? You could enter it and say we 1, 2, 3, for instance, right? And it's like it's pretty simple and easy, right? There are different data types. So for instance, we have value lists, like for instance, colors. You want to have them normalized so that later on the website, people can also properly filter, right? And I can just easily choose out of the value list and save that, right? But if you have a lot of data or want to bring new washing machines, for instance, here in, then that might not be enough. So I can also just easily export my information here into a spreadsheet. Just click on Export Excel, right? And I think now I'm going to share my full screen so that you all can see what I'm doing. So going back to Excel. Number 9049, 1 second. Here it is. So here are my washing machines. Typically, you would have many more attributes here. So I kept it pretty simple. Maybe I just add another one. And you could pull that data from anywhere. Right? So you bring that in here. And yeah, I'll leave it like this. Save it. And I just hit the import button. I choose the file I want. And it's automatically recognizing where it belongs. I upload it. And now all of a sudden I have another washing machine. Right? Actually, the attribution can also be a little bit more sophisticated than just having a flat list. If you open that up here, you see also how the data is being made up. Right? Of course, the height that has a unit of measure. So it's not just key value pair, but it's also possible to just set up the data, the object, any way you like. Right? So attributes can have attributes and they can have attributes. So even if you have a little bit more complex and configurable products, you can set that up all here. Right? So now I'm going to show you how you create a data sheet. So you click on the photo printers here. So we have multiple printers. And I just choose that one. And at any point in time, when I change something, I can generate new PDFs. I have already done that, right? So click on Generate PDF. It will start the process in the background. But everywhere where the data sheet has already been created, it will show up here. Just simple as that. Click on View PDF. Right? And that's my data sheet with my printer, with my picture. Right? Another one. So, and that's a different printer, has the information which I find here. So how do I do that? So I can, instead of having my advertising agent say, creating these data sheets and other sheets by copying and pasting, right? I define the template only once. And everywhere where you have this little green, or here as well, these are all placeholders, they call them. That's actually the buckets where the content gets in. Right? This is something I only do once in InDesign. I upload this to the pimCloud, which is for which every user then also has their own tenant. And then based on this template and based on the data, these sheets are automatically rendered. Right? So looking in here, for instance, and it's nice, easy, clean. Right? I can print them, I can save them somewhere, right? And I don't have a lot of hassle. Well, another nice feature here, as I was already mentioning, is the AI assistant. Like so, just click on it. So it welcomes me. By the way, I can move this guy around. So depending on the screen size, can have them smaller or bigger, right? And I just type in a natural questions. Which photo printers do we have? It takes a little while. Sometimes it needs to wake up. And here we go. And here they are. They are listed, right? So, and it's live. So I add as another, I could maybe ask which washing machines do we have? And I can ask any other question about my data as well. It's pretty intelligent. Well, as I said, there is no I in artificial intelligence. And one of my former webinars without data, well, given you have the data, this can be also very useful. Okay, this, so I just want to show you also how easy it is to add more information to a product. Like for instance, we have these appliances and we have the washing machine, right? And you see it has product name, description, features, colors, height, unit of measure, right? I want to add country of origin. So how do I do that? I just go here into the settings and I have what is called object types that can be any kind of products, customers, vendors, but also any kind of attributes. Right, and I look here into my list. Country of origin is not here, so I just create it. And I select as a data type. I select enumeration, and I've already prepared an enumeration, a value list, like the list of countries. Right, so and I just make that one. Just select an icon and click Save. Right now, in the data hierarchy, I just make sure that this is also allowed for the product, country of origin in general. And then here I see the hierarchy of attributes for any kind of object. I go in here to the product and I just add country of origin. Make that one, say save. Now it's added here, right? And now if I go back to the tree view and go to my washing machines, click into any of these washing machines, I see that I have country of origin here. Right? So let's select an option and say it's from Germany. And I click save, it's in there. So the other ones don't have it. So let's assume I have a good number of products here. I can just easily export these as an Excel. Go in here, load them. And I just say Germany for everyone. Maybe here, I think I have the USA in value list as well. So I save this, go back to pimCloud, import, choose the file, the last one I was working on, and I upload them. And here we are. So this is Germany, and the last one has USA. Right? As easy as that. I don't have to work with complex configuration files or do server restarts or things like that. This is all dynamic at any point in time. I have the full control over how my data is being structured. So and it's easy to use. So ideally suited for smaller businesses, but in my opinion, anyone can benefit from it, even if you are running a larger business. Okay, this basically concludes the demonstration part. So I will go back to the presentation deck. And I would like to share the vision with you, also leading to actually why we are doing this. So far, MDM and PIM was somewhat a secret science. So you have a smaller number of people all around the world who really know it well and who can help you set it up. Actually, these software packages, they always look great in the demos because they are well prepared. So, well, you need some knowledge for it. But with what we are coming up, our vision is that we democratize it. We make it available for everyone rather than just for a few people. And we make it available everywhere in the world for global markets, seamlessly, intuitively accessible for everyone, right? Which we hope will also drive understanding and helps the collaboration and trade within the different countries. Right now, the world is developing in another direction. We're talking about deglobalization, that we are having blocks again. Right? We believe that we should go the path of collaboration. And again, and the best way to do that is just by empowering and enable anyone, not just to get by, but also to thrive. Right? And there's something else which is driving me as a person. Actually, I have traveled the whole planet. I did projects from north to south, from east to west. I was in places like China or Australia, in India, in the Middle East, and in Europe, in South America. And well, I saw a lot, actually, how it is if you are underdeveloped, if you are living in poverty. Right? And for that, we decided a couple of years ago also to join Rotary. So I'm an active Rotarian as well. So, and I can tell you there's no drug more addictive than actually being in such a place and helping folks out and right, helping small children. And that's actually what is also driving us. So, and that's what we also want to achieve, because people in every part of the world, they want to take care for their families. They want to be able to work. They do not want to live of our alms. And with what we are doing, maybe we do a little bit also to make the world better and empower people all over the world to thrive. And with that, I'm saying thank you for listening. And thank you also at this point to the whole team of pimCloud and all of our partners who made it possible that we got that far. Right? Having said that, I would like to open it up for questions now. So if you want to ask a question, you can either write it into the chat, or you can also unmute your microphone and ask questions directly.
I have a question. If I am a small business owner, how easy is this for me to have you guys do the data for me?
So again, as I said, you can either have our professional services team engaged. It will take maybe a couple of hours to set things up and to get you started. So we don't need big projects here to just start something up. Sometimes, obviously, it needs a little bit more thought before you just jump in and put anything in, and also the preparation of the templates and maybe some of the integrations with other systems. That will maybe take a while. And if you don't have a large IT department, you can either go with us. We have an international team, which also means we can be cost effective for your region as well, right? So if you are in India, we have a team in India. If you're in South America, and you have a team in South America. And we are right now in the process of acquiring regional partners everywhere, like agencies, but also little IT companies and larger IT companies, local to your region, who will be able to help you with that. They will be trained by us and then set this up for you, right? For reasonable fees based on your market. I hope that answers the question.
It did. Thank you.
Other questions or feedback? Anything you would like to provide? And again, if you want, you can also put things into the chat. Okay, there's one guy who asked, where do you see pimCloud filling the gap in the market? So that's an excellent question. And basically, I think the main gap right now is in places which are so far just seen as extended workbenches, like India or in the Middle East or in South America, where, as I said, a lot of new manufacturers are springing up. Everyone is trying really to thrive. And for that, you need the right equipment. And MDM, as I said, is still in lots of places, still like a secret science. And also the MDM software solutions, which are available, are usually requiring either quite some effort to even understand them, or they require lots of money, or they require both. And well, we are a boutique company, but we are international. We understand the demand. We are there. We were there, and I think we will be able to fill some of the voids which definitively exist. So someone provides a feedback here. This looks like a very reasonable, approachable way to get a handle on data management. Thank you. Now we think that as well. And again, it is even interesting for larger companies who even have already an MDM or PIM solution to just being able to send something up and to use it to communicate with other business, or use it as a supplier portal, or just benefit of the AI capabilities or the print capabilities. Because again, you not always require the full power of a sophisticated system, which costs hundreds of thousands or millions to buy and to implement. You can just go with us and get started. Any more questions? Any more thoughts? Some more people. Do we have a similar product as well for customers? Well, that's also an excellent question, because this product, you can create anything. You can create your products, you can set up your customers, you can set up your vendors. There is no limit what you can build with it. We know that PIM is because of all of these compliance requirements and also the complexity, that's really the ultimate use case where this will serve. But we conceptualize it and build it right from the start as a full-scale MDM. So you can model anything with it. You can also put your customers in, and then also ask the AI assistants questions like, okay, what were my top sellers and what were my top customers for these top sellers? So the abilities are endless. And again, using the technology which is available for us allows companies which are much smaller than the usual customers of such a software to actually use it effectively and work collaboratively with everyone else and still being compliant. More questions? So far, it doesn't seem to be the case, and we are also around at the time which I envisioned. So again, I know that there are choices of where you can spend your time, and I'm really glad. And thank you very much that you spend it with us. Right? We will follow up to you as well. We'll provide you with a presentation, and whoever has interest to join in pimCloud, we'll discuss that. We're happy to discuss that. If just approach us, just ask, right? And we'll be glad to serve you. Thank you very much.